Hey guys, a question I get a lot is how do I get glowing skin? I want to get a dewy look, but I already have oily skin. And so this video is going to share with you how to get a glow without getting greasy, because I think that's a fine line that we all try to walk, especially this time of year when you want to look really radiant, you're showing more skin. I'm going to share a few products that I think are key to getting that look. And the first thing I do want to mention is your moisturizer. Is the moisturizer you're using too heavy for you, and should you start thinking about switching that up as the weather turns warmer and there's more humidity in the air and things like that? So just reevaluate your skincare routine this time of year and think about am I using something oil-free? Should I use something oil-free? There are lots of options out there, but that's really a case-by-case basis. So when it comes to makeup, I think, you know, whether you use foundation or a tinted moisturizer, I think it is important to set those things with a powder and consider using a matte bronzer. I think it's kind of about getting a matte canvas and then, you know, getting a little bit dolled up with the glowy products. So one matte powder that I think is great and it performs a lot for me like MAC blot powder, and it's the e.l.f. translucent mattifying powder. So that's great, works for all skin tones, and you can just kind of lightly put it on with a brush, maybe just focus it over your oily areas, which might be your T-zone. And then I like using matte bronzers. Number one, I think they look really natural. They're great if you want to contour, and also, you keep from overloading shimmer on top of shimmer on top of shimmer. Say your blush is shimmery and then your highlight is shimmery and you've already put on shimmery bronzer, you know, too much. So a good, you know, layer that you can do might be to go with a matte bronzer. And here's one's from Rimmel and it's called Sunlight. I've used this one a lot. It's a lot like NYC Sunny, which is great. And for medium to deeper skin tones, Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer is a really nice deep matte bronzer. You can use shimmery bronzers as well. This is just sort of an idea that works in the scheme of what I'm talking about for this video. For blushes, you might think, oh, I don't want to wear a cream blush because I get oily and I don't want to look greasy. But there are a lot of cream blushes out there that don't have any shimmer to them that can actually really give you a nice natural glow without adding any additional shine to them. So look for those cream blushes that don't have shimmer if that's a concern of yours. Like this is a blushable cream stick from New York Color. The shade is Plaza Pink. They have several great shades, but I mean, this is just a straight up creamy product and it looks great on a lot of skin tones. You just kind of blend that into your cheeks and it's amazing the pretty glow you can get. So there's an option. Another thing for blush is to maybe switch up to a lighter and brighter blush than what you've been using. So this one that I have, for example, it looks really bright. I know I've talked about this before, but it's the e.l.f. Studio Blush in Pink Passion. It is a really bright color, but I have that on today and I feel like it is matte, so you can find matte brighter colors and it can give your cheeks that pop without making you look like, you know, you have dewy, moist, or possibly oily, greasy skin. Also, where your highlight is concerned, that can be really difficult because highlights by nature are often pretty shimmery, so you kind of got to seek out the ones that just aren't too overboard shimmery. One that I love for that specific reason, I think it's very unique, is from Lorac, and it's called Perfectly Lit, and the shade is Spotlight. And to look at this, you might just think it was even a regular powder, but really it does have just the slightest bit of a reflective quality, and you can see it there on my finger. And you can take these highlights and you can put them on the Cupid's bow, and you can use a Q-tip and get them around the corner of your eye and put them on top of your cheekbones, and these will serve you well because they will give you a glow without getting greasy. And then probably the next closest thing to that, because some people have said what's a low-cost option for that, and something that's kind of similar from the drugstore, still a little on the high end of the drugstore, but it's Physicians Formula, and it's the Happy Booster, just the regular, I think this is a translucent face powder, but these shades all kind of blend together to be somewhat similar to what this one is. It's not too terribly shimmery, and you can also, you know, zero in on certain ones if you just want to use the lightest shade to highlight some. So what do you do with your lips? I love really glossy lip glosses, but sometimes when you've got a lot of glow going on your face and then you slap on a really wet looking lip gloss, it can just make the whole look a little too greasy, you know, and so go for those creamy lipsticks that give you a hint of shine. For example, right now, I've got kind of a subtle shine going on, and all I have on is Rimmel lipstick in Spotlight Beige. It's a nice neutral. It gives your lips moisture, it hydrates them, it gives them a little shine without going overboard. Another couple good ideas for like tinted lip balms. I like the CoverGirl Nature Luxe. I have this one in Sandstone, and it's really pretty. It's kind of a nice sort of corally peachy neutral. And then you all know that I love the Palladio Herbal Tinted Lip Balms. These are all great. They're very creamy, and they'll give you moist, kind of hydrated looking lips without too much. So those are my tips for getting a non-greasy summer glow. I hope these tips help you throughout the season. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Oh, I can't talk. I keep like feeling like there's food, like I shouldn't have just eaten and then sat down to do this. Your skin tended, okay. Why did I just do that? Love. Huh? Ah, mamacita.